What's going on, everybody? My name is Bendy, and this is Disney Heroes. So, today we are going to be doing some patch notes, because we got patch notes that came out yesterday. When I was at work, I didn't know, but we got patch notes 3.7. Let's just start, because I don't got no time today. No edits. We're just gonna... Okay, I'm tired. Welcome to the Disney Heroes Battle Mode 3.7 update. This release features Kaa and Bagheera from the Jungle Book, plus a number of improvements and bug fixes. Also, the snow will be melting away the city the second time. From the city the second time the game is launched after updating? What does that mean? Okay, so enjoy it one more time this season. So the snow is about to go away. Jungle Book is joining the game. That's the first time for this franchise, so that's exciting. So we got the snake, Kaa. I think that's how you say it, right? Pretty sure it's just Kaa. How else would you say it? Kia? Kia? Pretty sure it's just Kaa. Anyways, Kaa is a control character on the blue team. So blue team, getting some more heroes. They really hate yellow team in this game, I swear. Or blue just hates yellow team. Kaa's coils drop onto the closest enemy from above, dealing normal damage. The enemy is snared, and their attack speed is reduced. Hypnotic Stare, his green skill. Kaa hypnotizes the closest enemy, charming them. Kaa decreases their armor and reality for the duration of the charm. Enemies charmed by Kaa deal bonus fantastic damage against their own team with their basic attacks for the duration of the charm. That is interesting that it sounds like Kaa is going to change their basic attack to fantastic damage while they're charmed. So that's something that's pretty unique. And they have their armor and reality reduced during the charm, so that's kind of an interesting charm. It's a very unique charm that I don't think has really happened yet. Normally, what happens with charm is they just increase their attack or something like that, or their speed, but I don't think there's too much, or any at all, that reduce armor and reality and also change their basic attack to fantastic damage. So, very interesting. His blue skill, Tail Grab. Kaa picks up the closest enemy with his tail and constricts them, dealing normal damage. Then he knocks them to the back of the fight, leaving them snared and silenced. He seems like he's going to really be shutting down the enemy team a lot with his moves. I mean, I guess he's a control character, so it makes sense. I don't know if he sounds particularly great, but it's definitely what they're going for here. They're definitely trying to, obviously a snake wrapping around them and stuff like that, but that's definitely what they're going for. When Kaa snares an enemy, he reduces their max HP by 1% for the rest of the wave, up to a max. Ooh, reducing max HP. Interesting. And in his red skill, Snake Strike, every X basic attacks, Kaa will reduce the armor of his targets by 1% until the end of the wave. Enemies hypnotized by Hypnotic Stare reduce the reality of their targets with each basic attack until the end of the wave. Enemies damaged by Uncoiled or Tail Grab also have their tenacity and evasion. I always want to say invasion every time I see the word evasion. Kaa sounds pretty decent, actually. Not gonna lie. I wasn't really expecting Kaa to join the game, actually, either, to be honest. He's definitely going to be the best snarer that we've seen so far. Snare is kind of just a worse stun, I should say, because they can still attack while they're snared. They just can't move. That's pretty much what snare is if you don't know. Oh, Bagheera is the tiger. For some reason, I was thinking Bagheera was not the monkey, the gorilla, whatever.
You're so dumb. You are really dumb, for real.
But anyways, we got Bagheera. He's a frontline support on the blue team. Bagheera's white skill, he roars at all enemies, distracting, scaring, and silencing them. This distraction grants Bagheera damage reduction and grants all other allies invisibility. If Bagheera was invisible before his howl, Bagheera loses invisibility and gains an additional damage reduction for those same seconds. Wow, that is quite the white skill. So he's kind of going to be doing the Kermit thing, just on his white skill. So I assume that means it's going to be even better. Although Kermit is invincibility, and this is going to be invisibility, so slightly different, but I mean, it's pretty much what Kermit does if any teammate has invisibility. Anyways, so his green skill, Panther Prowl. Bagheera prowls, gaining invisibility, and also heals, so Bagheera is definitely all about the invisibility. Blue skill, Fearsome Growl. Bagheera growls to inspire his allies. Bagheera and all allies gain skill power and an additional % of their max HP for the rest of the wave. Bagheera and his allies gain additional max HP from this skill. If Bagheera was invisible before this roar, Bagheera loses invisibility and gains damage reduction. I don't know how I feel about Bagheera. His purple skill, while invisible, Clot Away. While invisible, Bagheera and all allies gain damage reduction and heal for 8% of the damage they deal. And then his red skill is Word of Bagheera. After applying its debuffs, Roar Out now deals fantastic damage to all enemies. Claw Out heals for an additional % of the damage dealt while invisible. When Bagheera or an ally drops below a % of their HP, they immediately gain invisibility. Each hero can only gain invisibility from this skill once every X seconds. Damn, so Bagheera has a lot of invisibility. So if you want to play with invisibility, this is definitely the hero for you. If you hate invisibility, this is going to be your worst nightmare. And then his battle badge is invisible applied to allies. Makes sense. He gains max HP and basic damage per support ally. And then his effect, his enhancement is team heal over time. And then his friendships are going to be with Yax and Baloo. Interesting. Hero improvements and bug fixes. Fixed an issue where buffs could not be removed from fear. Fixed an issue where Anna's emojis were not displaying correctly. Fixed an issue where Pete would no longer use his basic attack after being silenced. Fixed an issue where Pete would remain off screen for a long time when his movement speed was decreased. We removed the knock up from Pete's white skill. Mechanically, the skill has not changed, just the visual look. Fixed an issue where Terror Teddy could appear on the opponent's team on the battle results screen. Fixed an issue where Woody could get turned around and lasso nothing. Fixed an issue where using Quick Fight in Chippendale's friendship campaign could give an error message. Fixed Flick's disc Suck It Up. That was causing a game loop with Darkwing Duck and Go-Go. Okay. Fixed an issue with Baloo's white skill, which could be interrupted. I don't think it's supposed to be interrupted, I guess. Other improvements. Added more details to tooltips on the friendship disc screen, specifically around what's needed to evolve the disc. And then other bug fixes. Fixed an issue with enhancement where the save setting was not reserving the correct number of badges. Fixed a display issue on the hero details screen where collection buffs and collection level information could overlap. Fixed an issue on the Arena League screen where the power of the opponents could display consistently between screens. And fixed an issue causing the invasion shop to lag. And then finally, fixed a display issue with the invasion rankings on iPads. Nothing too crazy. Bagheera, all about the invisibility. Ka, all about the charm and the snare. And he has some silence. But I think Ka sounds a little bit better than Bagheera. Bagheera, I feel like, is going to be kind of easily countered if you have any kind of invisibility counter out there, like Cheshire Cat or what's the other one? There's another really big invisibility counter. I just can't think of it right now. But yeah, so if you have an invisibility counter, I feel like you're going to be able to counter Bagheera pretty hard, pretty easily. So for that reason, I think Ka might be the better of the two of them, but I don't know. I'm always wrong with this kind of stuff, so every single time I read these patch notes, and I always say something about, oh, this person sounds better than this other person, or this person sounds like they're going to suck. They always wind up being like the most OP character in the entire game. But yeah, so that is the 3.7 patch notes. Baloo is actually from the Jungle Book. I'm a dumbass. So don't yell at me in the comments for not realizing that they aren't the first Jungle Book characters to join this game. So, Ka and Bagheera are joining Baloo from the Jungle Book. I'm gonna get out of here. I don't have very much time. So, peace. 3, 4, 5. Fuck more. How did Pooh go down?
何お前は